Hello, welcome to Sir Richie Video Solutions. I'm dealing with 9713 Applied ICT October November edition 15 paper 4. That is W15 QP4. Alright, let's get straight on board. Um, you are working for Rock ICT and are required to carry out some tasks using club membership data. Up to 40 members of the Rock ICT Club are members of an exclusive SL club. All documents published are required to be of professional standard and suit the business context. You are required to provide evidence of your work, including screenshots at various stages. We should be familiar with this stage if we've been solving some of these papers. So let me jump that and move on. You're supposed to create this because of time. I don't want this video to run very long, and so some of the evidence I'm going to show you how to capture some of the evidence, but I might not create this document, but you have to do it because you will need it as a student. Alright, remember your name, index number in head of any evidence you create. You'll be given the following files. I've already extracted my files here, and examine the content of these files. So you just have to open the files and see what do you check for. Sometimes you need to check the column headings if they conform to naming conventions, especially if the work you're going to do is about databases. It's about databases, and then few other things you need to check, whether there's a date field or a date column or a time column and all that, so that you know what to do to get that working. Straight to the point. Now, purely this paper is about Excel. Just a bit of that you do it in Access or in database, but it's purely about Excel. So you realize that question 1 says members of the Excel club are entered into a monthly price draw. A spreadsheet is to generate random numbers. Note this: random numbers to allocate prices. The Excel club membership number is compared to the random number to determine who wins a prize. Set up a spreadsheet as shown below. So for the sake of time, I have that spreadsheet done already, so that I'll not waste time doing this. So you know how to do this. Make sure it looks exactly as this. With row 1, by default, test wrap is not enabled in Excel by default, and so when you start typing, it expands and move the cell or the width of the column. And so I'll quickly show you how to achieve that, so that look at my work. You see that winning number from the question is supposed to be winning, and then the number wraps down, but it's not like that. So all I need to do is to select and then format cells. So format cells. Alright, so format cells, you go to alignment, you click this, make sure the tick shows in the box wrap test, and then alright, so you just have to reduce the spaces and then you will see, but that is not a major thing. Let's move on. Alright, so the next question: in columns B and C, enter formula that will automatically display the relevant data from the price.csv file. So before we do that, we have to open the prices.csv file. Alright, so there's the file. Alright, so we have to enter formulas in B and C. What do you have in B? Item. And when we look at the price, we have item and value. That is in column B and column C. And so it's just a simple lookup with the price number as our lookup value. So equal to V lookup, and you pick this lookup value, a table array. You can select the table array. Since we know we're going to do for all, we can just select this, and then the return column is 2, and then we want exact match, so we bring false or 0. So 1 is this, and then alright, this one also, you can actually copy the function and modify it, but let me do it so that the same, and then so that we select the same range. I could have just copied it, changed the same thing. In fact, going to be the same thing, and then return column is 3, and then 0 or false. Alright, I'm sure they'll ask you to replicate, so we replicate. Okay, good. So that is solved. In order to create winning numbers in column D, enter formula that will generate random numbers only in the range of the members shown in membership. So before we continue, let's look at that file, the membership. Remember, the draw is for the XL club, but this is a general membership file that contains members of the XL club. So that means that the XL club members are a subset of this major, of this all-inclusive membership file. And so you realize that here there are about 500 members in this file, but the XL club membership is just 40 membership, as the question tells us. And so we have to be careful. So let's get to the question again and understand it better. Now, in order to create the winning numbers, enter from that will generate random numbers only in the range of the members numbers shown in membership list. And so the first number is 100. The last number, because it's only the members, the range. So what's the range? It's from 100 to the last person on this list. You can as well use the SL club membership, but I want to go by this approach. 643. So it's 100 and 643 is the highest number. All right. So when I go to my file, the winning member is use a random formula or function. The best function is to use the round between, because you have a higher number and a lower number. So round between number, the bottom number, the least number is 100 as we saw, and then the highest was let's confirm again, 643. So 643. Alright, so anytime this function works in such a way that the figure changes anytime you leave this page and you come, it's just rounding in draw. So as I double click the edge, you see the number keeps changing. Anytime there's a major execution on that field or that cell, the number keeps changing. So that is how it's supposed to be. You are correct. Don't worry about that. And the next thing, in order to create the winning numbers, we've done that. In column E, enter from that we use the winning number to display a member number from the XL club list. So supposed to sit here and look up, run a view lookup. Let me read that question in full. There was something I need to explain. in column E, enter that will use the winning number to display number from the Excel club number. The formula should display the member numbers from the Excel that match the winning number. Remember, this draw is for only Excel club members. Our random number is picking from the general membership file, and the general membership file is made up of over 643 members. No, 500 and something members, because 100 to 643. So about 543 membership, and the numbers are going to generate from that. Now we can only know that the members who won the prize are from this SO club member when our lookup compares what you have chosen to the club list, this class, the club list. So we need to match the winning number. If an exact match is not found, how do we get an exact match in the lookup? If you want exact match, what do? You put, after return column index number, you put 0 or false. If you don't want an exact match, that means that if you don't find a figure, don't put not available error, but bring a number. The formula should display the highest XL club member number that is less than the winning number. So it looks very tricky, but I think it's quite simple if you understand the question very well. So this will be our lookup, and comma, our table array will be, sorry, let me open the table array, which is the Excel club list. Let me open that file. Good, then I'll continue. So VLOOKUP, either you use VLOOKUP, or when you use a lookup function, you don't have to bring any exact match. That should also work. I like the VLOOKUP because you have a control. VLOOKUP. So I'll pick this, comma, a table array. I want to return a number, so this will just be my table array. We want the membership number, so the first column, return column, will still be 1. You are returning the same answer if there's a match. Now the range, your true or false. You don't, if you pick exact match, there's a problem, because if it doesn't return, let me show you so that you will see what I'm talking about. I think you understand it better. You will see that because 381, this guy is not a member of the XL club membership list. It's not part of this club membership list. You realize that we will not find 384 whatever. We will not see it here. And so the formula is returning an error. It's returning not available. That means that data is not available, and it's correct. But in this case, the question is saying that if the data is not available, if there's no exact match, it should return a certain number which is less than the highest number stored here. And so it clearly, all we have to do is that means that we don't need an exact match, so we have to bring what? False. True, sorry, approximate match. So that's the meaning of approximate. Either you put 1 or you put true there, and then you realize that we have 591 and this 559. It's less than this highest number, and so it is solved. All right. Let's move on. I hope you understand that part. I just if you don't, just play over this particular portion, play over it, and then you will get the import of what I'm trying to talk about. All right. You can also comment, and I'll respond to your comment. All right. So in column F and G, enter formula that will display the specified details of the winners identified by the member numbers in column E. So we want to bring the telephone, the surname, and the telephone number. So again, I'll do my VLOOKUP. Obviously, this is my lookup value, E2, comma. My table array will still be this, because this list gives us the people that must win the award. So I can select all, and then return column will be 3. Then the other return column will be column H, which I think is 8 or so. Comma, return column is 3. I want surname. I want exact match, so I put 0 or false. And then the same thing applies here. So I'll just duplicate, change this to E2, and then return column. The telephone is stored in column 8, so return column and then it's exact match. I get it. I hope you understand. All I did was just to copy this formula here, and then my lookup value is to E2. It will change because it was a relative reference, so it came to F, but I've changed back to E2. And then return column is 8 because from that lookup table is the telephone field or column. It's 8. If you count from A to H, it's 8. So um, that is no big problem. All right. So all right. Okay. So that is that. We have to replicate. So that tells you that the values here will be different from somebody's values. Clearly, the values here, the member who won this will be different from two people if two people do the same work. I've done this paper, and the figures I'm seeing here are different from the answers I got because we are using round, the round between random number. We're using random number, so that should tell you what I'm talking about. All right. So the next question. Save the spreadsheet as monthly winners. Provide evidence of formula you used. So you can just these things at this time. You uh, can just print screen this and then paste it. You show clearly you need to show evidence of this. It could as well be the first line, first, the second row as your evidence, and then you show that this is the formula you use to generate your answer. And remember, you have to show formula. Every formula must be fully shown. So you expand accordingly and then you show evidence. All right, you can capture this part and then paste it, and capture this part and paste it and show your evidence. Okay. All right, so let's move on. All right, no member of the club should win more than one prize. The prize draw results will be confirmed only when no member number appears more than once. Copy the complete table of price draws and paste the values into a spreadsheet. So what that means that you have to check no member is supposed to win more than one. So I realize that the winning members I shouldn't see because it's random thing. We shouldn't select more than one. That means your function must work effectively. Alright, and I don't see the same member winning twice. They are different members. Okay. Alright, save the spreadsheet as monthly. Sorry, save the as monthly winners. So I've done that already. You will see it's saved already as monthly winners. Provide evidence with that. I'm no member. Okay, after save the spread as November Excel. Copy. Alright, we're supposed to copy into a new. So just copy and then into a new file. And what are you pasting? Read the question. There's something here. Copy the complete table of price draw results and paste the values. You are pasting only values. So remember, if you are pasting values, you just have to go paste special and then you click paste values. And then the formulas, if I show formula, no formula will show. Alright, so you paste only the values. That's how you do it. Sometimes I can only paste only the formula. So learn that from today. Alright, we've done that. And then save it as November Excel Club Winners. So we should save it as this. So save as and I put it in my folder where I'm working from. So this is my folder. Sorry for the delay. Alright. I don't want to add it. I want to bring it in a sub level. So that's the name of the file. And then alright, so inside the test SL Club November Private in the center of the header and your name. You should know how to do this. For the sake of time, let me skip this. You should know. Save and print a copy of the table. At this level, you should know how to do this. So, for the sake of time, let me move on. Number 2. Rock ICT's mail merge to send letters to monthly price winners. The template for the mail merge is provided as price notification.rtf. Open this file to inspect the instruction. The data for the merge will exist in multiple files, so you are required to create a database as a source for merging the letters and for other tasks. Ensure that your solution is as efficient as possible. We know unnecessary duplication of data, including use of tables. Now, as soon as you hear that means it's not just one table, and any relationship created. Then okay, so let's handle this first part before we do the mail merge. So we're supposed to open this mail merge template. It's good to open to help you to identify the fields you need as part of your data source for this mail merge. It's always very important. It gives you a very good indication of the fields that you need. Alright, so this is the file, and you will see that we need day month here. You set it yourself. We need a member number, we need a given surname, we need the addresses. They said use one field per line. That means that all addresses must come, the given name, and then we need the item, and then we need the item value, and then we insert a conditional match to match these criteria. Alright, so basically we know what we need. And so the question says that we should create a database so that we'll get our data source. What files do we use to create a database? Clearly, this Excel club membership file must be part of the data. And then the November membership list, because sorry, the monthly price winners. The monthly price winners, the values were saved as the November club winners. So basically this November winners and then the monthly, the Excel club, these two files will be used because the values were pasted here and then saved as November Excel club winners and then the Excel club membership. So before we create, we need to close these files, otherwise access will give us errors. So I'm closing this file. Let me close this file as well. Alright, then I'll just open my access. Alright, whilst I was doing this paper, I've imported it, but I want to do it again because so that you get the whole import of what we are doing. So I'm going to import this whole file again and start everything. Alright, so it's just a database. Let me just call it W15 4. Alright. Alright, so we just have to import. So I go and import. Remember, our files are stored as Excel, not test file. They are not CSV files. So I need to import as Excel. Otherwise, I need to go and change it to CSV. So take notes. Take note of that. Alright, so I go and get my files. Especially my second, the November file. The November file is stored as such, so we need to, but the Excel clap I've not modified it, so that one when we are importing we have to choose test file, remember, because that one is in CSV. So but the November one I saved as normal spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So where do you have your work? Obviously it's stored in sheet 1. Sheet 2 there's nothing in sheet 2, so it's sheet 1. You just choose if you have never imported. And then first row contains column headings. If you need to change anything, you can. If you don't want to import any field, but let's see. You don't have to also encourage duplication of fields. Okay, so what do I need? What really do I need? I need this. I need this. I need this. I need. Member number can be found in the Excel clap, so I don't need to import this. So don't import. Surname can be found. Don't import. Telephone number can be found. Don't import. I think that's all. And so we are just importing the price number, item value, and then the winning number. Yeah, and the winning number, member number, all those things can be found in the other files. All right. All right. Let me correct one thing. We will import the member number rather, because that's the most, those numbers can be found in the Excel class, but the winning number will not be imported. Okay, will not be imported, and then these things will also not be imported. Of course, this can be price number. We can leave it at just integer or text or something. It's not really a big deal because it's not be used for any calculation. And then the value must be currency, and then this can also be double, or yeah, it's normal. But these things can also be changed in the design view, and then the field names can all be changed. So let's quickly choose my primary key. Price number obviously is unique, that will be there, and the name of this file will be November XL Club. Good. I didn't get any error. And it's imported very well. Remember, in databases you have to follow naming convention, price number, item value. So you have to follow the naming convention and correct all these things so that you know that you get your full marks. Remember, you need just 1 mark to cross over from fail to pass. Okay, value is a reserved word in this software, so I can change it to worth, or yeah, or I can add, I can change it, or I can add something. Either let's just change it to worth. That's the worth of the item, and this item, this price number. Yeah. So currency is 2 decimal place. If there's the particular type of currency that must be chosen, then we choose it. Alright, but let me just skip that for now. Alright, so this you just show evidence of this, and then I think that is that. Alright, let's import the other table. So test file, because what I'm going to import is a CSV file. So I'll just pick a text file, XL clap. There's no date field, so uh, we have to, there's no yes or no, there's no yes or no field, so we can finish up and then choose my own primary key. Obviously member number is unique here, so that will be that. And then next, the table is SL clap table, so it's correct. Finish. Alright, so the table finish important. I just change the field names to conform to the appropriate naming conventions. I introduce underscore where necessary, and then the fund raise. Remember that field, it's supposed to be a currency field. All right, so don't forget to do that, because it's currency, it's money stored there. So I think the rest, everything is okay. Everything is okay. All right, so you save it. All right, I've corrected that. I've imported the table again. I had to set the fund raise to currency before I finished importing it. Whilst I was importing it, so that is just that. Sometimes it's like that. But let's quickly get around this. Can reduce this thing. Okay. So everything is set. Everything is set. Let me just choose number. Let me see something. Alright. Don't worry. There's no problem. Alright. So we create a relationship. So database tools, relationships. We have just two tables. So a simple thing. Well, relationship. Member number will match the member number. That creates a one-to-many relationship. That is all we have to do. We create it and it's done. Alright, so the relationship is created. Alright, so we have to do a query from here. Alright, now use to mail merge. Ensure that each letter will be formatted. Okay, now what data do we need to add to our source data for the mail merge, which I've talked about that already. So let's just create a query design, bring our two tables, and then what do we need? We need the member number, we need the given name, the surname, all the addresses except email address, and then there was fund raise, there was item, there was the value or the worth. Yeah, I think from we can always refer to the template. So number, given name, surname, and then yeah, so item and then the value or the worth. All right, so that is that. Okay, so because it's a relationship, it will still give us that four winners. Don't worry about that. The tables are linked, so it will give us this. All right. So that is what we have, and so this becomes our data source. How do we continue from here? You can just click select all at the edge here. Right click, copy it, and then create a data source. Your data source could as well be an access database, but I prefer to put it in Excel. Remember to show evidence of this. Show evidence of your selection. Show evidence of everything you've done here. Show evidence. Show evidence. You need to show evidence of your relationship and everything to get a full marks, and then your data selection and all that. Alright. So that is what I have. I just have to format it. Uh, good. Alright, so that is it. Alright, and then we just save it as something. We just save it as, it can be our data source. You can call it any name that you can always remember. Alright, and then we close it. Good, let's continue. Alright, now once we have our data source, we can now go straight to our mail match, and then so let's start our mail match. So it's always good to save this file as a normal office document, or even make a copy of this file if you mess it up, if it becomes a challenge. So I will save as so that the original file in the rt.rtf will still be available. So I won't change the name. You don't touch the name. I'll just save it as Word document. That's all. Just save it as the Word document, and so it's done. Mailings, you go to mailings. You go to mailings and start mail match. It's a letter we are doing. Select recipients, use existing recipients. I need to track this. So we look for our data. I've copied the full path of where my data is stored so that I don't have to navigate. So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Good, data source. And so my data is stored in sheet 1, similar to what we did. First row of data contain column headings. Excellent. So click OK. Good. So that is that. It's attached. You can go to edit recipients, and you will see your 4 prize winners details. There's no sorting. There's no filtering of any kind. So we move straight. Insert date field here. Remember, it's DDMMYY. So take note of how it is. Just select this. Let's go to insert. Where's our dates? Click on date and time. It's DDMMYY. So that the year must be full. The year must be full. So Here must be full. That means I cannot pick this because this one is YY. So I can pick this. This is correct one. This one is correct. Okay. So that is that. I pick my dates and member number. So mailings, then member number, given name and surname, given name, surname. Remember, I have to go and space it. This document must be fit for publication, for official use. Insert address, address, street, city, postcode. Alright. Remember, one line, one address per line. So I have to bring this down. I have to bring this down. Okay. And dear, there was no salutation, so you don't have to worry yourself. There was no salutation, so dear is a given name, so you have to be careful the way you select. My comma is selected, but I'll bring it afterwards. So dear, given name, comma, congratulations, you have won. Insert item here. So what item? Be very careful with your spacing. Item space worth. Now if you check your list, you realize that already, okay, it's not formatted as, we formatted currency but we didn't choose workers, so it's not formatted as pounds or anything. But if it were, then you have to delete this because your database, your data source will bring it. But since it is not, I will not remove the pound, the pound symbol. So worth. Okay, now we change the value to worth because value is a keyword in access. Insert conditional fields here. I'll take my time to explain this thing. You can see this is three-level conditional field. Three-level conditional field. And when you are doing three-level conditional field, you have to be careful. It's very simple, very easy, but you need to be careful. We're going to do that. All right. So there are three conditions. There are three conditions, and we need to do. All right. So let's start with the condition. The first condition. It's I need to copy this because I'll be pasting it if I don't copy it. All right. And then I'll select this and then rules, if then else. So what's the condition? If price item is cinema tickets, we should display a text. So we look for price item equal to what? Cinema is case sensitive, so you type accordingly. Ticket. What should be displayed? This text should be displayed. Alright, when you see it's a word, you don't worry, we'll deal with that. Just toggle field codes. We have the second speech marks. You do the second one. So let me copy this. Then I'll place. You don't paste it there. You do another one. If then else. If item with item is price, item is store vouchers. So store. What should be displayed is this. Okay. if I toggle failed again, oh, all right, I made a mistake. Let me copy it. I forgot to delete this line. So, and I'm putting it here in between here. This is where I'm putting it. So let me take it again. Store vouchers, display this list. So you see the second one is placed appropriately. Then I come and sit here again and place another one. Now the third one is obviously, if it's not this, is this. So if it's not this condition, do this, else do this. Else obviously, if it's not cinema ticket, if it's not store vouchers, then it will be book tokens. So I don't have to do the last one. All I need to do is now I can paste this last one, last condition. I can paste it here. Alright, and then let me clear this. Remember, your document must be fit for purpose. So if I toggle, you will see what I've done. Yeah. Alright. Insert your name, center number. Okay, so this is the document. You are not done, remember. Now let me run it and see, and let's see. Sometimes when you run it, you see the errors you are getting, so you can correct them. So just go to finish and merge. Click on the, when you click here, click on edit individual document and then click OK and see if your my date is there, member number is 120, the name is there, the address is there. Dear Ella, congratulations, you have won this. Alright, I should have deleted this thing. You realize that this condition is not being evaluated. We'll solve it, don't worry. All my conditions are not being placed. We are going to deal with it in a moment. Close this letter because I didn't give you the correct one. So just don't save it. Close it. Go back to your merge. Delete this thing. Now from here, let's toggle failed, and then I think the problem is this double quotes. Introduce your own quotes because it's supposed to be in a speech mark. By default, the question placed it in a speech mark. So let me try that and see. Alright, now let me do it. Okay, this one works. You are entitled to 2 tickets for any show. Okay, this one works. Let me see. This one is not working. Again, close it. Come to the original file. Let's toggle again. Suppose double. I didn't do the last one. All right. LS on is still not coming. 107 is working. All right. Let me pause it and fix them. All right. Let me do this whole thing again. Let me start. I've seen the problem. Okay. So we go to rules. If then else. The first condition is that if item is cinema, tickets, something should be printed. And what should be printed? Okay, I'm coming. Like I said, you need to copy because it was not requesting paper. You need to copy this thing before. Now, don't copy the speech marks. That's what is giving us problem. The speech marks is not supposed to be part of the information, so don't copy it. Okay, so display this, and we toggle. Just click there and toggle a code. The second option is the else option, and then we place another condition there, if then else again. So the second one was, remember, we need to go and copy. There's another way to if you want to do this thing very fast, there's another way. You can just place any text there, when later you just copy and paste. Let me do that. So item, it's the second one is voucher store vouchers. I'll just put AAA there, okay, and later I'll replace it. So toggle fields again, and then you can change this one, but let me do the last one. So if these two conditions are not met, then obviously it will be the last one, else. So we'll just copy the second one. Remember, don't copy the speech marks. Okay, and then I will come here, just toggle again, and if it's store voucher, I paste it where I left it, and then the last speech mark here, double quote here for the else. Remember, you can as well place A, B, C, D, or whatever, so that you know the space if you are not getting it. Okay, so that's the last one. I need to copy this. So, all right. So this should work. Let's try. Let's preview results and see. Store voucher, it's working. Next one. Store voucher again. Cinema condition is showing. Boost tokens condition is showing. So clearly it's working. So the problem was the speech mark. All right. Then remember, this document must be fit for purpose. So if I check the the font, and then so the font here is Calibri and it's 11, the heading is 48. They didn't talk about it, but we must make sure that all the fonts are the same. There's 12 here, there's 12, there's 12, there's 12, there's 11, there's 11, there's 11. Okay. So this is the body. The body must, I think that the body must be, so I can change it to 12, just that it will match. Okay. This one is 11, so we can leave it. Alright, but the body is very important, and this is the closing salutation, so you don't have to worry about that also. So I think that is that. You know how to print this. Before you can print it, if you don't do what I'm going to show you, when you print, you only get the value or the data. You will never get the print the mesh code. So click on the office button, go to word options, go to advanced, and then scroll down. You will see under print, what do you want to print? I want to print field codes instead of their values. In this case, when I print, I can print this because they'll ask you to show evidence of this. They'll ask you to show evidence of the code. So you'll be able to print this, and then you print the letters also. So once you have realized that everything is okay, you can now go back to finish, edit, and then generate the letters. Then you realize that everything is looks professional and all that. You just print your letters from here, and then you are done. Okay, so we're done with question 2. We move on to question 3. So question 3, members of the club, Excel club, raise money for charity. The amount they have raised so far is shown in the funds raised field in your database. Members are also assigned to a focus group. Create a report that will allow a user to select members of the Excel club by focus group and display that. Now, as soon as you see a question that says that you are supposed to create a report that will allow a user to interact with the report, you have to create what you call a parameter query or a prompt query. So let me quickly show you how to deal with that. Alright, so this is our database. Now when I check, there's the funds rates column, the focus group column of field. Right, so clearly this will just create a simple query design. I think I will need only this because all the information I need for my report, they are in this table. I will need member number, given name, surname, and fund rates fields. Okay. So member number, given name, and then since the focus group will be the prompt, we also have to bring that field. All right. So member number, given name, surname, fund rates. So member number, given name, surname, fund rates, and then I'll bring focus group. All right. Now when I run it, let me close this table. Alright, so I'm getting 40, and then the question, this shows details of your selection method in your evidence document. Okay. Alright. The data should be sorted by the fund rates field in descending order. Display the focus group selected in the report data. Shows the total of the funds rates. So we can do the sorting here. I will do this one. The last 3 will be done in the report. The final report will generate. So ascending order under the fund raised. So ascending is smallest to largest. Okay. And then all money shown should be whole number, pounds, and whole number, a whole pound. Okay, that means no 0 decimal place. Okay. So let's continue the query. Alright, you need to show evidence of your selection. All right. What? We need to. Yeah. Okay. Sort by. Okay, we've done that already. Ascending. We also did the same thing. And then, but we need to prompt for the focus group. All you need to do, the simplest form of parameter query, is to place square brackets. Put a test in square brackets. These are square brackets. Square brackets, not round bracket, not curly brackets. So once you put, so let's have the test that will prompt for the input. Determine your own test. Select or enter focus group. Enter focus group, and then for selection or something, anything around this. And so anytime around this query, it's going to ask you for the focus group. Okay, if you don't put anything, it will retain anything, but don't worry, that's not the most important thing. Once it is working, you see your fields are working, you have achieved your purpose. But when you read the question, it says that run the report for focus group B. But and so if I save this query 2 and I create a report wizard, send everything. Next. Now, is there any grouping? Yes. Sort display the focus, selecting the before you can place this guy focus group in the report header, you need to group it. So the total value of the funds, yeah, you have to group this report, even though it was not so clear. Yeah, mm, but we need to group these reports. So I'll group by focus group, and that will be it. Okay, we've done the sorting already, so finish. Okay, so comes to the design view. First, let's change the layout view so we can align the fields and all that. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the design view. Let's see. They said that display the focus group selected in the report header. Now, add labels and suitable titles to explain the information contained in the report. So the header could mean focus. Let's get to the question that gives us, but it must include the group member. Okay, so for example, uh, XL club members in focus group B, because in focus, and you realize that they said run the, when you come down you should run the report for focus group B, so it should show. Okay, all right, and then uh, you can add your name. Let's see where we're supposed to add our name. Add your name, can you use it to the report footer? Okay, add your name, something to the report footer. So report footer, I open a space here, and then position your page number and your dates. Position it well. you need to close this gap. Alright, so my name, I have to pick a label in the printer, the right or left, so I want to put it here. So your name, your center number, your index number, and you're supposed to do some calculations. When you check the question, you will see that show the total of the funds raised by the focus group in the footer, and then show the average amount of fund raised in the report footer. So sure you should be familiar with this. So I just have to position it well. So show the total. So what function do we use? Sum, round bracket, sum of what? Funds raised, underscore raised, and then we'll do another one. Text box. Alright, so we'll do average AVG, not the full average in Excel. Not the full average in Excel. So AVG, and then AVG of what? Funds raised. Sorry, I have to close my bracket. And then appropriate test to match. When you check the question, it should give you total of the funds raised by the focus group, average amount of funds raised. So I can call it total funds raised, and then I can call this average funds raised. Okay. And so when once we run it, no calculation because we've not selected any group. Alright, so we're getting 0. Don't worry. But the question is saying that all calculations must be in pounds. So go to properties, 0 decimal place, and then the format should be in what? Currency pounds. Alright. So we do the same for the second one. So now when I put my focus group B, you see my calculation will be done perfectly. Alright, so you can see that my report, everything is neatly done. Focus, we check for spellings, group B. Now the last thing is the question says that we must put the focus group selected in the report header. How do we, this B must move to this place? How do we get it done? Let's try something in the design view. If you don't get it there, we'll do it in the layout view. Okay, let me just open a little space here, and then we want to place it here. Okay, let me cut this and paste it here. Alright, don't worry, just let me undo it. Okay. Okay, it's the data that matters. Okay, so um so focus group, I need to bring the data. Okay, then I don't need this thing here, I have to delete it. Alright, so I just copied them, and that is that. Let's run and see if it's working. So once I put B, I expect to see the focus group in the header. Okay, so this is how the report should be. Focus is in the header. Clearly, it's in the header. Okay, and yeah, let's see the evidence you have to show concerning this. Okay, so yeah, so you can show evidence of this thing, because you want them to see that you've placed it in the header, not in the page header, but in the report header. Okay, all right. Uh, all right, we're supposed to export the report, this report, to word processing application and convert some of the data to table and do one or few things. And so let's go to our reports. So we right click, export word file. It's going to be RTF, don't worry. We Okay, you just want to open the file. When it's finished export, click OK. Alright, so you will not get that error, don't worry. Alright, so this is the data. Now the question is, we should move your name and the other details to the footer of this document. So in the footer, we put your name, center number, and the data above the calculations must be exported to. Now here you have to check if every data is aligned. It's aligned very well, otherwise when you convert it to table, you will get problems. So I'll get everything to. Alright, I realize that my given name, I have to tap these things so they move well. Alright, and then I give you name also. Good. So I think it's better, except that there's a space here. Don't worry. It can always be deleted. Good. My selection looks complete now. Go to insert table, convert to table, 5 columns. I see 4. So it's not well done. Let me check it again. This looks okay, but there's an empty one here. So I just have to delete this column. Okay, so alright. Uh, alright, I think you should be able to deal with this. For the sake of time, let me move on. Okay, so yeah, so that is that with us with this question. Number 4, members of the club who raise £250 or over are invited to a party. I think we have another mail merge to do. So the file is excelclublabels.rtf. So let's quickly go for the file so that we can know the data source for that file. The question gives us an indication, but given name, surname, member number, and some conditional text. So um, given name, surname, and some conditional text. Alright, so this is the file. Insert given name and surname. Insert these details here. Alright, so we'll go to our database. We go back to the original file and we create another query. The one membership number, given name, what else? Given name, surname. Alright, so given name, surname, and we have to test some conditions. Fund raise must be greater than 250. So under criteria, fund raise greater than 250, and one of the members will not attend. Member 252 will not attend. So we have to remove that. So member number should not be, should not. So greater than, less than symbols put together means not. 252. You capture this as your evidence for your selection method, and it says somewhere the label should be arranged in ascending order of amount raised. So fund raised, ascending, you run it. So this is your data. All right, this is your data. uh, Sorry, I made a mistake. So greater than 250, right? Yes, greater than 250, not 252. I think you should get 15 records. Great, 50 records. All right. But what happens is you you have to take this, because look, you need the fund raise field, because it says that for those members who raise over £350, display the test premium fundraiser, and so you place a condition there. So the data is this: you copy it to create your data source. I'm coming. Let me do something. Query 3. All right. Don't worry. I will just try something. Copy as the same way as we did the other one. I just have to create a new file and create a data source similar to what we did. Okay. So you don't even have to do all that I'm doing. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's not necessary. All right. So that is that. Okay. So we save it as another data source, but we call it data source. This question 4, Q4 data source. Take note where you are saving it. I close it, and then I start my mail merge. Remember, this is not a letter, it's a label. A label will normally have boxes like a table structure. As soon as you see this, the lines are not showing, so be careful, don't be deceived. It's a table. So when you go to mailings, what type of mail merge is labels? You see labels selected because it has detected that. Alright, so select recipient, use existing. Alright, so this is my data source. Information is in sheet 1, so I select that. Alright, so it's finished. So let's go back to the question. The alright. Format all tests at a serif fonts. For each font, I'll choose Times New Roman with the names in 14-point bold and member number in 10 points. So the name. Let me just, sorry. Let's just insert the name. First, given name, surname. Remember, you have to space it, but it should be forwarding point bold. So bold, and then it's already serif. It should be 14, and then member number should be 10 points. Alright, it's already 10 points. So that is that. There's a condition. The label should be arranged in this order. We did the arrangement already. For those members who raise over 350, display the text Premier Razor. So we go back to, and remember now we can place that below this, the Premier Razor. So go back, rules. Alright, so where fund raised is greater than, from the question, fund raised is who raised over, so greater than 350. We should print this Premier Fundraiser. Okay. Alright. So if I highlight and I toggle field, let's see what will happen. Alright, so clearly that information is there. Nothing should overlap, so be careful how we do this thing. Alright. Okay. Alright, now with labels, you need to update labels so that it will move to the other cells created. Now we had 15 records. Alright, let's preview and see what we are going to get. Clearly this is wrong. It's supposed to be greater than 350. So this is wrong. So we have 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5, okay, 15, but the data it's not accurate. We need to work on it. Okay. Alright, let me merge it and see what we're gonna get. Alright, so everything is set. You could realize that when you check your recipient list, you will see that the people who had more than 350 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and clearly they are the last 5 people, and that is exactly what we have here. Okay, so you can finish and edit the individual documents, and so this is what you have. Okay, these are blank spaces. Don't worry about them. You show the code and you print the code. I believe I've taught you how to do that. And that is that. Include screenshot showing the document, blah blah. Save and print, save and print. Alright, thank you very much for your time watching this video. Please subscribe as many times, helping your friend, forward the link to your friend, subscribe, and then comment as many times as you want. Let's keep having good interactions. Bye bye, Sir Richie Rich ICT videos. See you on the flip side.